It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary.
Wow, 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 wow. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. I am your host, Spencer, and I am oh so thrilled to tell you all about these words in this dictionary. By the way, if you don't know, this is on YouTube as well. My YouTube channel link is in the show notes. My username there is @SpeedJampar. You can watch all of the dictionary episodes plus a whole bunch of other stuff. You can write a review for this show on Apple Podcasts and maybe other places as well. Still kind of mad at Apple that they don't have my current episodes up, so sorry to you Apple users, but maybe you can just move over to some other platform temporarily if you must. Please join the Patreon for only $1 a month. That'll get you early episodes, and you can buy some merchandise. The link is in the show notes. And what are the other things? Follow me on social media @dictionarypod and also @SpeedJampar. And also, let's talk about these words. The first word in this episode is geminal. Geminal. Adjective from 1967. This is relating to or characterized by two usually similar substituents on the same atom. Okay. Relating to or characterized by two usually similar substituents on the same atom. So there's an atom and there's two things that are on it that are similar. And then anything relating to those things would be geminal. Let's look up, how do you spell this word? Constituents on atom. I want to know, what are these things on an atom? In chemistry, it's an atom or a group of atoms that replaces one or more hydrogen atoms or other atoms and groups on a parent molecule, creating a new compound with different properties like halogens or alkyl groups on a hydrocarbon chain, influencing reactivity, naming, and structure. These branches attach to a core structure, often described using prefixes like fluoro or chloro, and numbers to show their location, like 2-chlorobutane. Well, I still don't understand it, but that's okay, because I don't understand a lot of things. So just related to that is geminal, because this is from the Latin geminus, which means twin. Twin, so there's two things. Geminally, that is an adverb. My sound effect today will be bling. Now we have the word geminate or geminate. First form, adjective from the 15th century. Number one, it is arranged in pairs. And I think you can see a connection to the etymology from the previous word and future words. So arranged in pairs, the synonym is duplicate, or maybe duplicate. Duplicate, duplicate, geminate, geminate. Number two is being a sequence of identical speech sounds. And an example of this would be the word meanness, because there's two N's, I guess. A sequence of identical speech sounds. It's not the letters, it's the sounds. Meanness. So that the N sound, I guess, they're right next to each other. Or in the Italian word notte. That word has two T's, but I guess it's the sound in the two syllables, it's doubled up. You don't hear it doubled up. You don't say notte, you just say notte, but it's technically two T sounds next to each other. That word, by the way, means night. Okay, so those are geminate or geminate sounds when you have the same sound back to back in a word. This word, very similar to what we saw before from the Latin verb geminare, which means to double. And then also geminus, which means twin. So all about doubling things up. Twins. Look at me. I'm a geminate to geminate. There's two of me. If I move fast enough, it would look like there was two of me. Okay, let's move on to bling. The second form. This one would, I believe, definitely be geminate because it is the verb from circa 1637. Oh, the transitive definition is to make geminate or geminate. So that would be to make something be a double, I guess. And then intransitive is to be or become geminate or geminate. Gemination, that is a noun. What could you do? What would you do? How do you do this action? Where could you do some geminating? I mean, I don't know. The first thing that came to mind, which I don't know if this is a correct example, would be if you are doubling a recipe. You want to make cookies, but you're like, I want to make a lot of cookies because I'm feeling very hungry tonight and I want all the cookies for myself. So I'm going to geminate the recipe. I'm going to double the recipe. Duplicate, would that be possible? Arrange in pairs, that was another definition. So maybe Noah geminated all of the animals, arranged them in pairs before he put them on the ark, and then said, this is a fake story. Sure. But we now have to move on to probably the word that most people think of in this section of words that's about twins. Bling! It's the word Gemini or Gemini. Some people also say Gemini with a hard G sound, and that makes sense. I understand that concept. Capital Gemini. This is a noun from the 14th century. Number one, it's a long one. It is the third zodiacal constellation, pictorially represented as the twins, Castor and Pollux, sitting together. They are sitting together, and it is located on the opposite side of the Milky Way from Taurus and Orion. So I want to look up this this constellation. You know, when you look at constellations, you look at the stars that make up. Oh, I think we have to put in constellation because, of course, there's the Gemini AI stuff. There's Google's own thing that's called Gemini. So, of course, it's going to default to that. But no, I have to put in constellation. So when you look up these stars, you're like, really? Why did you? How does that make that image? That's a bit of a stretch, I think. I'm looking at this one sideways because that one looks different than these other ones. Oh, because it's only a part of it. That you're not showing me the whole thing. Because if I look at that, like that just looks like a U. But then when I look at this one, then it's got heads and arms and legs, and the other one didn't have any of those things. I mean, this image looks very. It's the frame of reference is off. I don't know. It's just a drawing. But yeah, basically. You know, they're sort of tilted, maybe 45 degrees, and they look like stick figures. There's a star as the head for each, and then there's a point, a star, which is like where the neck meets the shoulder, and then they each have, just a line going out for the arms. One star is one hand, the left hand of one, and then another star is the right hand of the other. And then there's one star. It looks like they're holding hands. That's very nice and sweet. And then there's one star for each of their hips. And then there's one star. This gets weird. There's one star for one of their knees. And then that one, the one on the left, has a star for each of its feet. It doesn't get a knee on the other leg. It's got no knee. And then the other one has a very short leg. I can't tell if it's one very short leg. It has no knee, and it has a star for its foot. And then the other leg has a star for its knee, and then that's the same length as the whole leg on the other leg. And then there's 2 more stars, one maybe for the foot and one maybe for the ankle. Or the knee star is actually for the foot, and then it has a really, really long foot. I don't know. But yes, that's basically my verbal description of the Gemini constellation. This one, I see people. I see people. I see twins. I see twin people. A lot of the other ones, though, I don't see them. And so it's on the opposite side of the Milky Way, or is that the opposite side of the Earth from Taurus and Orion? So those would be other constellations in the sky. And so does that mean that this Gemini constellation is on like the southern hemisphere at a certain time of year? When we're seeing Orion, then Gemini's on the other side of the planet? Maybe? Okay, let's move on with our definitions. 2A, the third sign of the zodiac in astrology, and it says to see the zodiac table, and all of you zodiac fans will have to wait until the very end of this podcast. Number 2B, one born under the sign of Gemini. What dates are... Oh, by the way, who are Castor and Pollux? The twins, named for the inseparable Greek mythological twins Castor, who's mortal, and Pollux, who's immortal, depicted by the 2 brightest stars. The bright stars, Pollux is the orange giant, Castor is the blue-white star in a sextuple system? Holy crap. Those are the heads of the twins, easily spotted by following the line from Orion's belt. I see. Maybe the Milky Way is in the middle of the sky, and then Orion is on one side, and then this one's on the other side of the Milky Way. Maybe. Okay, interesting. Look for it in the east at nightfall in winter. Okay, well, it's wintertime for me, so maybe I can find it. Find Orion's belt, then follow the line from Rigel, well, which one's that, through the belt upwards to find Castor and Pollux. That's difficult to understand. But what I find interesting is that Castor is mortal and Pollux is immortal, and they're twins. Granted, this is mythological, so all of the rules, all of the real world rules go out the window. But I wonder, how did they describe that? Well, we'll never know. We must move on. There is so much to talk about. Anything else? Interesting. So this is the Latin geminorum, and that literally means the twins, which we know that basically. And yes, the twins are Castor and Pollux. Okay, moving on to, what I was going to look up was the dates real quick. There's so much to talk about. Gemini dates? Is that the right thing to look up? Between May 21 and June 20. So if you didn't know, if you were born between those dates, then you are Gemini. Bling! Now we have Gemma. Gemma. Noun from circa 1741. The synonym is bud. But broadly, an asexual reproductive body that becomes detached from a parent plant. Is that how it's normally goes? That it's like, hey, I'm gonna reproduce myself, but I'm gonna leave you, parent plant. I gotta go out on my own. I'm gonna take my bag and go on a little walk and make more of me, because I'm an asexual reproductive body. Woohoo! Gemma. There's no etymology, really. It's just Latin. So I guess it's just the Latin word for bud. Bud. Hey, Gemma. Bling! Next we have gemation. Noun from circa 1839. This is reproduction by gemme, or gemi, which is the plural of gemma. So anything that, just the reproduction process, all of that is gemation. Bling. Next we have gemule. Gemule. It's G-E-M-M-U-L-E. It is spelled like a gem mule, which, by the way, in that word we have, if we say gem mule, We have a geminate because it's two similar speech sounds back to back. A gem mule, that would be a mule like an ass, like a donkey, that's made of sparkly gems. So anyway, a gemule is a noun from circa 1828. It is a small bud, but we also have two sub-definitions. So it's a small bud, that asexual reproductive body. We have letter A theoretical particle proposed in the theory of pangenesis that is shed by a somatic cell and contains all the information necessary to reproduce that cell type, like in an offspring. Why is it theoretical? A gemule? A theoretical particle proposed in the theory of pangenesis that is shed by a somatic cell and contains all the information. Really? You think that there's a particle that comes off of a cell that has all the information? Is that possible? I guess that's why it's theoretical. B, here's B, a reproductive bud produced by fresh water and some marine sponges that consists of a usually hardened aggregate of cells. A bunch of cells have been mushed together to make an aggregate. And it's in water things. And it's called a gemule. I feel like the B should have been A, and A should have been B. I think if you're going to have a theoretical thing in there, maybe put it later. That's just my opinion. Okay, that's it for gemule. It's all part of the gemma reproductive organ thing. And now we're going to move on to bling. We have the word gemmy. Gemmy, adjective from the 15th century. Number 1, having the characteristics desired in a gemstone. What characteristics do you desire in a gemstone? Do you want it to be bright? Do you want it to be muddy? Do you want it to be sparkly? Do you want it to be the opposite of that? Muddy again. Do you want it to be what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Do you want it to be cut? Not cut? Whatever you want. Do you want it to be gemmy? Gemmy. Number 2, the synonyms are bright and glittering. So those might be some of those things that you want in your gem. You want your gem to be bright and glittering, bright and shiny like a gem. Bling! You want when your gemmy gem says bling. Now we have the word gemologist. You can spell that with one M or two M's. It is a noun from 1931. A specialist in gems, specifically one who appraises gems. They say, oh, this one's worth so much, and this one's worth this much, and this one's worth that much, and this one's worth so much. And they're all gems. Here's the gems. And I'm a gemologist because I specialize in gems, and I say I'm the one who gets to say how much they're worth. If there hasn't been a gemologist on ologies, then I think that there probably must be at some point. You need somebody to talk about gems. Relatedly, we have bling, gemology, noun from 1811. This is the science of gems. The science of gems. Gemological, that is an adjective. The gemologist lives their life gemologically. Ooh. Bling! Next we have gamote or yamote. You can replace the G sound with a Y sound. Yamote? Maybe the etymology will give us some information, but I'll say gamote. It is spelled G-E-M-O-T, or you can put an E at the end of the T. Put an E at the end of the T. This is a noun from before the 12th century. Too many syllables, but we got there. This is a judicial or legislative assembly in Anglo-Saxon England. It's old. So this was a very old version of people making laws and stuff in Anglo-Saxon England. I think Greece probably had people doing this maybe even earlier, but you know, the 12th century was the 1100s, and that was 900 years ago. That's quite old, quite old. I would like to go back in time, and see what this gemot used to be like. What were they wearing? Where would they hold these legislative assemblies? Would they have gone to? Would this have? Yes. Would they have gone to Stonehenge? Maybe. I don't know. So this word is from Old English, gemot. The GE prefix is a perfective prefix. I don't know what that means. Plus mote, which means assembly. And there's more at the prefix co, and the word moot. Oh, like an ent moot? An assembly of ents? Some of you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I guess maybe the g prefix, maybe they pronounced it y back in the day, so that's why it was also a yamote. Bling. Next is Gemsbach. Gemsbok. Gemsbach. Noun from 1777. This is a large and strikingly marked oryx, formerly abundant in southern Africa. So does that mean that they're not abundant anymore? That's very sad. There is a picture here of a Gemsbach, but I'm also going to look up more pictures. But basically, okay, so it looks, if you don't know what an oryx is, by the way, the species name is Oryx gazella, so it looks similar to a gazelle. It's got that body shape. You know, there's gazelles and deers and horses and zebras. They all have that very similar body shape. This one, though, this one right here, this Gemsbach has, whoa, I was about to talk about the antlers, and then I saw a picture of one with very different antlers. Usually it looks like their antlers they're straight lines. They just go straight up, angled out a little bit, and they're pointy. I'm going to assume that they are at least 2 feet long. Oh, there's a picture of a guy who shot one, which I heartily disagree with. It looks large. He's behind it, so the perspective is a little hard to tell. Is this with a wide-angle lens? I can't tell, but yes, those antlers are long and pointy. They could do some damage. But this one here, its antlers go straight out to the side and then sort of curve down, and it looks like they're wet. That's what, sad and depressed and wet. But that seems abnormal. But they're strikingly marked. So most of their body is like a light brown, and then they have this like black stripe from their neck that goes down to their legs, and their legs have a mixture of white and black and brown, and then it looks like they might have a black stripe on their back, and they've got some other black spots on their legs and their butt, but their face, it looks like it's a pretty common marking. Their face has, it's like a Rorschach test. They have like almost a triangle of black on their forehead, between their eyes, right up the top, right below the antlers. They have a black spot there, and it's like black. And then like their eyebrows are white, and then there's like they could be in Kiss. This looks like a Kiss makeup thing. And then there's like a white stripe that goes down, because right in the middle of their snout they have a big black patch that has like a straight bottom, and then their nose is white, big chunk of white. So it's like black and then white here, and then black and then white, and then there's some black stripes on the side of their face too, and their ears have some black and white. Yes, they are very strikingly marked. And of course now we have to look up how long are the it started to fill in the oryx for me. Are the antlers, because it knows that I'm looking up this animal, the antlers of the Gemsbach. Here we go. Thank you for the autofill. Yeah, here we go. 32 to 36 inches. I was going to guess maybe 3 feet, but I wasn't sure. The females sometimes having longer but thinner horns than males. Trophy horns can exceed 39 inches. Crazy. Okay, so that was the Gemsbach. This is an Afrikaans word from the German Gemsbach, which means male chamois. Oh, what is this word? I can't remember. CHA. Oh, we got to go back. I mean, I could also just type it in to the thing, but where's the fun in that? I do this every time. Chamois. Also from gems, which means chamois. Oh, that the first part is chamois, and the male goat. Bach means male goat. So a chamois must be a kind of animal? I guess? Wait, is that? Yes. Where is it? Where is this word? And how do you pronounce it? That's the other thing that I want to know. I want to be reminded. Chamois or chamois. Goat-like bovid, so it's kind of like a cow and a goat. And, yep, that's it. Okay. So is this what it is? It's a goat cow. Moving on to bling. We have gemstone. These gemstones are so righteous. If you have not watched that show, and if you're an adult, I recommend it. A gemstone is a noun from before the 12th century. It is a mineral or petrified material that when cut and polished can be used in jewelry. I don't have any gems. I have no jewelry. Maybe I have something at home. I don't even know if I have that. But, some people, they love to wear their gems. Maybe if they got an engagement ring or a wedding ring, there might be some gemstones on that ring. Of course, as I mentioned in the previous episodes, there are other things like necklaces and bracelets and earrings. And, of course, you can't forget tiaras and crowns. Maybe anklets and toe rings. Maybe you got some gemstones on those. That's it. I don't got none. I don't got none. Okay, that's gemstone. Now we got bling. This word is gemutlich. Gemutlich. There's a couple of ways to pronounce that middle syllable. It is spelled Gemutlich. The U has the umlaut, the double dots. It's an adjective from 1852, and it is agreeably pleasant. The synonym is comfortable. Yes, when I'm feeling so comfortable, I will be pleasant and agreeable. Whatever you say is fine with me because I'm oh so comfortable sleeping on this couch under a blanket with some hot cocoa. Agreeably pleasant. This word is German. From gemütlich, which means pleasant, and also from Gemüt, which means mentality or mind. So I wonder, does adding the lick part at the end make it pleasant somehow? I don't know. Now, my question is, this is just a German word. If I go to the translate, not trailers. If I go to the translate and put it in, it's just gonna probably translate to something maybe comfortable. Let's see if I can spell it. Gemüt, Lich. Cozy. Cozy is what it translates to. But how often are we using this in English? Like Schadenfreude. That's a word that we're using relatively regularly these days in English. That's been around at least since Avenue Q came about. But gemütlich, who is using this word? How often have you ever heard of this word? Who knows this word in English? I definitely didn't. And I thought I knew all the words. Ha ha ha. So it just seems odd to be in the English dictionary when it's just a straight up German word that I feel like it's not used that much. But now we have to move on to our very last word, which seems very related. Bling. It's gemutlichkeit. So It's the same word, gemutlich, and we added K-E-I-T to the end, Gemutlichkeit, and it is a noun from 1892, 40 years after gemutlichkeit. The synonyms are cordiality and friendliness. So if you are very nice and cordial and thoughtful and friendly to other people, then they would describe you in Germany and maybe other places as Gemutlichkeit. Ooh, and then we have another geminate in there, the double K sound near the end. Gemutlichkeit. Okay. This is from gemutlich plus kite, which means, it's an alternative of height, which means hood, the suffix hood, like a neighborhood, a fatherhood, parenthood, motherhood, something like that. What does hood even mean? It's just like the thing of the thing. So that's it. Gemutlichkeit is cordiality and friendliness. I would like to think that I have quite a lot of Gemutlichkeit because I don't think I am typically a very mean person. I think I'm usually pretty nice, and I got friendliness. That's all I gotta say. But what I also gotta say is we gotta pick a word of the episode. We had today geminal, geminate, geminate, Gemini, gemma, gemation, gemule, gemmy, gemologist, gemology, gemot, gemsbach, or gemsbach, gemstone, gemutlich, and gemutlichkeit. I think I just have to pick gemutlichkeit as the word of the episode because, first of all, it's very fun to say. Say it with me now. Gemutlichkeit, 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 gemutlichkeit. That's the song. And also because I have so much of this. I have so much Gemutlichkeit in me. I have so much Gemutlichkeit in me. It's coming out of my pores. Okay, enough of that. Now I got to tell you about a movie that I watched. This next movie on the list is Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I had never seen this before. Let's see. I think there was some interesting trivia about like who was going to be in it, blah, blah, blah. And if I remember correctly, because I don't remember a lot, as usual, they're kind of just running away the whole time, right? Let's see. Butch Cassidy. Where did it go? You were just there. Here we go. 1969. Who's in it? We got Paul Newman and Robert Redford. They are the main two dudes. 1890s Wyoming is when and where it takes place. They lead a band of outlaws, train robbery goes wrong, and then they find themselves on the run. Yep, I think a lot of the movie is just them on the run. And, then hilarity ensues. There's a woman in their life who they meet up with on occasion, and I believe that they have a little bit of as far as I can tell, I don't think this is a spoiler, I think they got a little bit of a polyamorous situation going on with her, and she's all good with that, and they're all good with that, and that's cool. Maybe it's less of, it's hard to, I don't remember. I think that's what I gathered from it. But yeah, I mean, if it's a beautiful movie. The scenarios, the landscapes are so great, and their camaraderie, their banter, their personalities are very fun. And it was the first time I watched it, so it'll require a second viewing at some point in the future. That is Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. All right, that's the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you tell your friends. I hope you tell everybody. I hope you go download all the old ones and all the future ones right now. You can do it. No, you can't. Just the old ones. This has been Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.